Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? People, are we there yet? Should we get on with the show? 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 Welcome, people. We here again. So there's a couple of things that I just want to start off with. You know, saying that anything when you do, you must have support. It's so important. It's so important when you do something new to have strong support. People that's gonna help you along the way of bumpy and rough times. And then people that usually carry you when you can't carry yourself, you know. That's why it's better if you have like 3 or 4 solid people than have 100,000 people that them just stand up there. You rather have 3, 4 people is gonna help than 100,000 people is just gonna be standing by and then waiting for the outcome. Because most people, them just a check to see if you feel, right? Some people is like them already plan your destination, and your destination a failure to them. So them gonna go check in for make sure so you feel. If you not feel, them not feel good. That's why I'm say it doesn't matter what situation, always good. Because I say if my bad, might as well just be bad for it. For the heck's sake. Right? If me go bad, me no want be bad one day, I want be bad every day of my life. That's why I'm say if certain things, if me choose it, then me choose it fully. So for the subscribers, them must subscribe. Thank the people that must subscribe. And thank the people that must share the program, like the program. All of those are like the very basic stuff, but we still have to thank on the feet. Because again, some people not do it. Now, if you subscribe to somebody and everything the people them say, you're gonna agree with it, you know, because the only person you can and sometimes the only person where you agree with, you still disagree with, is yourself. Because with yourself, you're supposed to be harmonious. You're supposed to be balanced with yourself. So the only person where you're supposed to be agreeing with all the time is yourself. So you're not gonna agree with other people outside all the time. Some people view is gonna be different, depends on what topic it is. But it no means that for the majority of the time, the people them know them views is not in the right direction, and them opinion is not consistent. No, when people say people swear to what? That's our next thing. What people are swear to? When you say people are swear, people can't use any word and it can't sound disrespectful to anybody or it can't sound this or that. It's how the people them take it, right? It's how the people them take it. If a person talk a certain way and it done tape already, all you can do is play with the person. I say you can't go erase it or you can go edit it and bleep out every word with them say what you not agree with. But them still have them opinion. You might not agree with it, right? You might not agree with a person's opinion, but still it's their opinion. But I'm sure say you can't agree with other stuff them say. There's some people when I refuse to listen to anymore because when I listen to them, It's just everything is just inconsistent, and people they can't be trusted because they don't trust themselves. So some people, anytime anything about them come up, me either delete it. If you talk about them people there, me delete it, because if you actually have you talk about them people there when I no sense, unless you do some point out so this a person, but consistently I pull up this a person and I say this a person makes sense when them so inconsistent. That don't make no sense to me either. So people will subscribe to you and then them unsubscribe, right? Just because you say something or somebody says something. No problem. We don't have no opinion. But just as say, if one person says something and we not agree with it and that make us unsubscribe, that means I don't never want to subscribe in the first place. So say all of them topic here when we gonna talk about and go through it. Before enough of them problem people go through and have no avenue for talk about it unless they go up on D-IEASYJERK or one of them place there. But then write in and come a far away when it comes to technology. But when it comes to people, it seems like people are go backward in a sense that technology get better, but people don't. People get worse. People treat people like garbage, literal garbage. Life cheap. Money can't buy your soul. All of them stuff here, it's where you don't want to buy your next person's soul for. I don't understand even that. So when you sell your soul, who you sell it to? Who buy your soul? So when I think, it's just it's like there's something about everything it doesn't even make sense. It's like just floating in the atmosphere. You can't put a finger to it, but it's right there. And the people who see it, but the ones who don't, they don't even understand what you're talking about, much less to see what you're talking about. And even when me I got through the 12 colors, me I learn things and I try explain it to people that never heard of this before. But I never heard of it before. I heard partial stuff, partially. Part of this and part of that. And then it's me remembering what people say and asking questions that needs to be asked. Because if we not explore, me hear people say, oh, them have house so big, so them never explore part of the house. What's the sense you have your house? You buy this big house. Even once you go through it corner by corner to check and see for yourself. I did I work at this castle, man, and I tell you, say, when I'm up on break, man, trust me. The only place me never go a certain part where them have to, bring you go to them places. But otherwise, the free place them explore everywhere. Just to see how them people are used to live, just to see what's here. And that are the same thing with your mind. You have so many places where you can explore within yourself. Don't sit down and just. And most of the time, when it's just like that thing in the atmosphere that it's just floating around. And most of the time, what they're floating around is just baseless stuff when don't have no meaning, can't go nowhere, can't function, not like it's just not enough to make you a better person, but just enough to make them feel good. And me don't know how you can feel good in making somebody feel bad. So some people feel say it's their duty to create imbalance in other people when it's their duty to find balance within themselves. So all of the people them were subscribed to my channel, understand that it's a journey. Enough things me have to go explore more, me have to go understand more. I'm telling you, say, the people them will know more than you, have for them responsibility to educate with. So this month, I tell you, say, January, free your mind. Your mind supposed to be balanced. You must have that mind of your own, that space of your own, when nobody can get in and tell you, do this, do that, and you have to do it. All if you don't like do it, you still have to do it. So I say yesterday I did listen to the story about because you see that story I did go around for 4 years. Then people I did have the story on the internet for 4 years. But me tell you say, because me as a person, me taking information, all kind of information, we supposed to get the information and then decipher it so you can understand for yourself. So when we did that here and everything, it's just like it was out there. And then everybody was saying it was a lie, it was this, it was that, and it was, you know what I'm saying? It was just a big story. So when we start listening, again, I listen because I tell you, say, when you listen to people, you have to still decipher what they say. Because when people don't know what they must say, them not have no meaning to what they're saying. Them not understand themselves. So many ways. But the very fact say, you still have to decipher what information comes in all the time. So listening is the key. We can't jump on a live and listen for 10 minutes and see what's going on, where the conversation will go, who they're talking about, and anything missing. It like eventually I'll catch up to it. If you listen keenly enough. And at that, me say, our ability to listen, it's an ability, is one of the rarest ability that we don't use. Our listening ability to listen and decipher. Because everybody speaks in tongues. So when people are talking to you, your main objective is to listen to everything that they say. Sometimes you're going to interject, yes, but the main objective is to listen. A conversation, and eventually we're going to talk about but a conversation between two people is two people communicating. So that should be the word. Communication. Right, AI? The ability to communicate is the ability to listen. Once you have the ability to listen and you can communicate, then come reasoning. So we can reason about any situation. But then people keep on saying arguing, 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 arguing. Every time them use the word argue, it means that we're not agreeing and we're not going to agree on anything. So if we say we're reasoning, perfect example. There's a video where a man is on the beach at the hotel and the security guard is telling this man that he can't be on the property. No. The man is looking to reason. This man is looking to argue. There's a difference. Enough time people don't understand. It's like them jumble up. There's no partition between anything. I tell you, we used to be cultured. We used to have structure. So now everything is entangled in one big confusion. So if we are reason, we can, whatever problem we have, we can come down to solutions. So there's levels, there's steps to understanding everything, but many people don't choose to understand nothing. So if them choose not to understand nothing, how we are gonna get over this? Where we are gonna go? So me say, when me listen to the story about, that girl, I may end up just jump on the brother channel and start listening to other man talk about certain things. Yes, him use words. Let me say, you know, again, me can't tell a person how them to communicate with people. And the people on them panel, them use certain words that's gonna get people upset. But again, if you're gonna pick out these words, not to listen to the whole message, that means that you don't want to hear nothing because you have to pick sense out of nonsense anyways. So if you hear one and two words where other people tell you supposed to be upset about, why are you upset about them words here? So I'm tell you, say, when I start listening, the very first time, and then me hear them come on and then them bring on the girl mother. It's like a totally different ball game. All the information when me did that here for the last 4 years, it's like all of that just get dumped in the garbage. You understand? So this is what we have to do sometimes. You see, information what we get, it's not always the correct information. So once you decipher it, you have to understand, say, you can't accept this, yeah. Because this is garbage. You dump it, you get rid of it. So when people mindset, when their mindset and all the time they get the good information, their mindset, they can't comprehend. So that not worth anything anymore. So with the mindset where them have in a stone or in a cement, instead of taking information, this is why I say for the AI do the same thing that we're supposed to do. They might take the information, they might decipher it, they might break it down, and then might get better. So when I see people I do the things where them I do, them not decipher nothing, them not break down nothing, them not get no better. How is it everybody is so eager for a new year and consistently do the same thing inconsistently and expect that there's gonna be a change? I say, if this is all you want to be, that's fine with me. But me just want something different from the just Happy New Year, go back to the same thing. Happy New Year, go back to the same thing. Happy New Year, go back to the same thing. Me just a step out and I say, look at it though. It's a slow step because when your mind rusty, you have to grease it in a way, say, okay, make it work a little bit, forget. But people say them too old to learn or they can't bother or all of them things that it's like everything with them say it's just like say, all right. Me done with everything. Our very existence based upon evolution, but evolution, there's technology evolution. So what we need is a revolution. And everybody look on certain words and said this word has only one meaning. But we need a revolution of our mind. We have to re-evaluate. And that's why I'm saying I'm gonna go through the 12 colors and I did I learn all of these stuff and see how stuck in a thinking process. Okay, because I say I'm gonna go through the 12 colors, I get a color for every month. Now if I go out there and go find the colors, and since I learn about there's a different shade of every 144 different shade of the same color. All of them things that I was learning, but one time October roll around and it's like I get the hint November is pink. Everybody's out of brain, not everybody uses it. I mean I said pink? Pink? Can't walk around with pink. So I said to myself, me already tell myself so I can't do it. And what stopped me from not being able to do it? Thoughts. Whose thoughts are these? Other people's thoughts. How so? Because everybody look on pink and say, oh, pink is a girl color. Who came out and said girls are only allowed to wear pink? Boys are only allowed to wear blue. Me not understand who put the meaning to that color so that color becomes a weak color when there's no weakness about the colors. There's only weakness about how people think about the colors. Tell us that everything that me have to go through is just understanding the in-depth of so how we think and where we come up with them thoughts, yeah, and who give you them thoughts if you think. And usually most of the time it comes out to nobody because there's nobody who can say definitively this is what came out of creation, say, right? Not because you want this to be this and this to be that. Show me in creation where this is exactly what was planned. Huh? So when I was all of these stuff that we put in our mind that doesn't belong there comes down to all the information when we did take in before. Because segments again, everything was segmented, which means every thought has their own space. Them things I did when we did just start out, them things I did hard for actually explain to people certain things because I didn't even understand just the start of thinking. So it's a process of just like how me did want the month for switch, hurry up and let me learn. But before you switch, you have to learn this first. You have to understand, say, within yourself, you have to have that peace of mind, that balance within yourself so you can balance others. Without balance within yourself, you can't balance others. So when we hear all of them information and all of them times here now, I mean I listen to King World talk about it. He wasn't talking it from a sensational point of view, sensationalized point of view. He was just talking the facts. And that are the truth. No, but you know, if you scream and a shout and a, like try to force it down somebody's throat because that are the worst. You have to put information out there so people can understand it. You can remind them, but you can't just a hammer upon them. Because people, the first thing people do is become defensive. Them want to tell you, well, you can't tell me this, you can't tell me this in that tone, you can't tell me that in that language. Whatever it is, they are gonna reject it. So it's just for you to educate people. That's why I'm saying the most of the programs them I'm watch, other than ones I'm listen for entertainment purposes, because we still have to have entertainment. It's just what kind of entertainment. I don't think stupidity is entertainment. Where the people them talk and stuff like that is entertaining. But when I landed on this channel, I'm here just listen to other man talk. I listen a little bit more. I'm gonna say, yeah, man. And then in come on with, you know, I say all the information and the people and everything. So, I'm gonna play a little bit of the same program that I listened to yesterday. It was an 8 hour live. I don't think I listened to all of it. But again, I did stream some yesterday. So I'm just gonna play some of what they had to say.
At that time, when she was diagnosed, and if I can go back briefly, before that diagnosis, I became concerned because my oldest daughter called me and told me that she was cut. She was in the bathroom cutting herself, and Tori had a friend, a girl she was socializing with. I felt like she was mimicking her because I found out this little girl was doing the same thing. So when my daughter, I found her at home, I noticed that she had took a shaving razor, her bath shaving razor, and cut her skin. And my daughter was just like, she just wasn't herself. I took her, I actually called the paramedics and they took her into my family pediatrician I had for my kids. And I explained to the pediatrician what was going on. She said, well, Mom, I'm going to send her for an evaluation. So they took her over to the hospital where she was there for, I think, like 72 hours. They did like a 72-hour hold on my daughter. And then the doctor called me up and told me, she said, your daughter, she told me that she had like to manipulate a negative situation. She said she found her findings was oppositional defiant disorder. And she informed me that she had seen no abuse whatsoever, because she stated that Tori was telling her some horrific things that I had supposed to did to her. And she said, I don't see anything else except for this. And then again, this is also painful because when she diagnosed her, they refused to release her because I believe Shelly played a part in this here. They refused to release my daughter back to me. And that's when we once again, we were being investigated by Child Protective Services. And when they released her back, it just continued on until they came and took my kids from me. You know, like I said, it's so much that happened in a period of time with all of this, with Shelly Carter having a hold on my daughter. But yes, to answer your question, she was diagnosed with oppositional defiant disorder. And I believe at the time there could have been some other mental health conditions going on besides that, unless, you know, that was part of the diagnosis. of other things that I was seeing with her, because my daughter was just, she was like she is now. It just wasn't so bad. It wasn't to this extreme.
Looking back on some of the things that you have seen her display out, would you think that maybe she was under the influence of something then, and some of her act outs were actually like withdrawals where she had to get back to it, or
Yes. Yes, I would say yes. Oh yeah, because there was times she would come home from school, and I thought, I kind of felt like someone had, drugs. Someone had given her some drugs. Like I said, I believe she was getting whatever she had got. It had to been at the school. But I do believe, looking back on it now, and her behaviors, I would say yes, she was on some type of drug.
Hello, Miss. No,
I'm here.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, my name is Sheree, and my prayers goes out to your family.
Thank you.
CPS is crooks. I'm going to tell you my story. CPS is crooks. When I got 13 and got pregnant with my oldest daughter, my mom put me in foster care. Took me out of the home. In foster care. So within them days, you have meetings and stuff like that. They came and told me the baby that I was carrying is no longer my baby. It's their baby.
Oh my Jesus. My
and
God.
I'm saying, I know I made a mistake, but how can y'all just take my baby from me? I didn't do nothing wrong. I ain't never harmed the baby. Baby ain't out my stomach. When I had my daughter, they came to the hospital and took my daughter. And I'm telling you, this is 1981. I'm 57.
Oh, wow.
And put her in foster care. So for 2 years, I was fighting them as a little teenager, trying to get my daughter. Then one of my foster parents was going to take my daughter in with me. They go all the way to her background, to the kids that she had in the past, saying her house wasn't fit because some of the kids that she had. They had every reason to take my daughter. Now I'm gonna tell you, I didn't see my daughter ever since she was 2. 38 years ago, 2022, she come back from nowhere, 2-something in the morning. My daughter's calling me. I had 5 other kids at this time now. My daughter's calling me, my 35-year-old calling me, Mom, Inez found us. When Inez came back in my life, Inez was not right.
Yeah.
When I seen her on video, and I kept telling her, Inez, you sure you have not been near my house? Because I kept seeing a girl with her hair all over her head, looking like a crackhead, sitting in a van. I said, you sure you haven't been here in Delaware? She wouldn't say nothing. Because the next day, it was a car following me. Her and my daughter favor each other, the 35-year-old. Right now, she's 43 now. So they favor each other, and their cars are almost alike. And my baby girl kept saying, Mom, that's Raynisha. But this car actually chased me from North Delaware to Wilmington, Delaware. When I went to turn off 4th Street, a young boy got out of the car with a gun. And he was chasing my car. It was her the whole time. I seen her 2 times in 2022. I had actually had to take this little girl to court with no contact because I really believe she was on heavy drugs. She wanted me dead. She tried to turn the 3 oldest ones, because I got 2 younger ones, against me. She wanted me dead, and the cops told them, we'll come to Germantown, Maryland, and lock you up. You cannot harass her. I took her to court for no contact. CPS is crooks. They would take your kids. They would turn things around and this and that. And see, what makes me mad is content creators be calling CPS on these mothers on the internet. It's not right.
Yeah.
Don't let them take your kids away from you because you don't know what they're going to do to your kids.
No.
In foster care, but they adopted my daughter off. I used to have just dreams, and one night I had a dream that she had a baby, and that was the same year she had my oldest grandson. I was 28 years old, becoming that grandmother, and my sister was saying, "Mom, your mom told us you had a baby. She had a dream about me. I had two oldest grandsons that she won't let me meet. I don't have no more contact with her." And she got pregnant at 37, just like I got pregnant at 37. She had 3 babies. God took 2 of them away, and she got 1 with autistic. But she came to my house on Mother's Day. She didn't say Happy Mother's Day. That was my first Mother's Day. I was happy. The whole family came to meet her. She was so distant. And I was saying, what is wrong with this problem? I said, and when I seen her car, I said, "Things, ain't that the car was chasing us? With the guy jumped out the car with the gun?" And Bean said, "Yup, that is the car, Mom." And then after that, she was sending messages. I had to call the cops. I want you dead. All kinds of stuff. And I was like, this girl got to be on drugs. I did a background check on her adopted name. And she had 100. She's been arrested 100 times. When them people get hold of your kids, that's it. Ain't no comeback. I don't even think about her. Her birthday was December the 16th. I had her at 13. My birthday was December the 22nd. And when my family came on Christmas Eve, I don't talk about her. I don't even try to think about her. She just, she's 43 now. Just go on because you want to come back and pick up where you left off at. Because I had you at a young age and they took you.
Yeah.
So they are crooks. I send my prayers out to you. I have been crying when you was crying. I just send my prayers out to you. Just get your baby back. From that
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm really sorry. When I had CPS contact me, my common sense told me that these people, the way they came to my house, so disrespectful. These people would come out to my house, and it's like I was totally aware of what their protocol was, as far as when they come to your home, and they did not want to follow that protocol. They didn't want to follow it at all. I mean, I was calling them out when they would come to my house. Tori has twin sisters. One of them has CP, cerebral palsy, and at the time she wore a brace. And I remember one visit where they came out, and my daughter, my baby, she was young at the time, and they came out, and the social worker, she was like, "What the hell is that on this baby's leg?" Just to show you the disrespect. I dealt with a lot of disrespect where, you're not going to come in my house and disrespect me. I don't give a damn about you being policemen with these child protective services. You've been called out here on a lie. I don't even know what the hell you're out here for until you tell me what you're out here for. But I've seen the disrespect, at the times they came to my home, the unprofessionalism. These people are really, they're heartless. And that system is not good. I've seen stories where kids have died in this system, so I know damn well child protective services systems all over the world, they're no good. They're not good for kids. They took the home that they placed my daughters in, I will never to this day comprehend that. You know, I thank God that this lady she was a black woman. She was really nice, but I will never understand how the hell can you take my children out of my home on false accusations. Okay, you took my kids out of a well furnished, clean home and placed them in somebody else's fucking filth. When I went to visit my girls the second day, this is how nice this lady was where they placed her. I went to visit, actually, the lady that they placed my daughter with. She said the guy that came and took my kids, she said when he brought my kids to her, she thought they were his kids because of how healthy and clean my daughters were. But this lady let me talk to my girls the whole 6 days. She let me video record with them the whole 6 days until we got to court. And I mean no disrespect to her this day, but I will never understand. They will take your kids out of your home under false. I seen a comment where they said they normally don't take kids unless they got something on you. They didn't have shit on me. They had nothing on me. They couldn't say my daughters were living foul. They couldn't say that I was an unfit mother. They couldn't say anything about nothing, about my home, about me, about my daughters. They seen no signs of any type of abuse whatsoever. They came and took my girls because of some he say, she say, twisted, dysfunctional lie that was told by my own daughter. And this wicked ass Shelly Carter. They took my kids on a lie. And I thank God that I got them back the first day. The first day, I'll never forget the judge. He said, I've never seen a case like this before. I had the judge at juvenile court system tell me these social workers had wrote up so much crazy shit in their reports but couldn't prove any of it. They couldn't prove nothing. And I still have those crazy ass reports to this day. They wrote up so much twisted shit, made up so much twisted shit.
People, that's what it comes down to. Who can write what they want? They don't have to prove it. All they have to do is write it. And it always comes down to you proving yourself. You always have to prove yourself. This is how we live. That's why I'm saying we're on the run. We just living our life in this simulation on the run. Can't be real sometimes. People say, you can't make this up. I say, even if you make this up, who are going to believe you? Because the stuff that happened is unbelievable. Many things if it's not affecting you, you can't understand. Because more time it comes down to empathy. And more time people don't have that. It's just sad. So where the balance there? Because the balance is so non-existent. It's like the war is on. And if you don't understand, say there's a war on, you just live for entertainment. Now go and listen to our situation. I tell you some more time when people life get turned upside down, them have to find some stability within that madness. So it's them have to have that ability to overcome madness and still be sane. As people not talk about mental health. People don't look at mental health and see it's an issue. Mental health is an issue. See, all of them people that can pay them big money for go sit down and talk to people. And these people can go inside of them head and say, you know, if you work on this and that, them got school for years and years for study and do that, right? But me say, if we give a little bit of encouragement to each other, support each other, understand, say, I not just me alone in the situation or you alone in the situation. It's just everybody's in a situation. Everybody's in a bathtub. Different temperature.
It was just crazy. I never seen that before. I never understood how could people hold these type of job titles and be allowed to be so unprofessional, so wicked, so disrespectful, but they wasn't gonna keep mine because that was their plan. That was their plan. They wanted to separate my girls, and I just went to praying. That's all I could say to any and all mothers, fathers, parents that may have went through this. I went to praying. I didn't know what else to do but pray. But pray. They took my girls, and I thank God for the judge that I did have, for the place that they did place them. It's not a lot of fortunate kids out there like that. But they gave that judge and my daughters, he was really upset with what child protective service social workers had rigged up and all this paperwork, and I will never forget him. He said, I reviewed this, he said, and didn't even want to review it all. And he told me, he said, these type of accusations, there's no police reports. There's no medical reports. He said, where are those? Because it should be that attached to this. And I honestly believe, and I feel to this day, that these people, a lot of these people with CPS, they have some type of dealings with Shelly Carter. Because again, she was allowed in a meeting. I walked in and she was allowed in a meeting. She wasn't a social worker. They didn't want to tell me who she was, but she was allowed to be in this meeting. And after this meeting, they took my children. So I said all that to say, I don't trust Child Protective Services. They're crooked people. There are crooked people. They're heartless. And you know, maybe not all of them are like that, but I met some where I had to let them know, you're not going to come in my house. I couldn't control, you know, when they had guns pulled out on me to take my girls. I had to let them take my girls instead of being shot down by some damn police at an elementary school in the parking lot. They waited till school let out and came and took my children from me. So no, CPS is no good. Child Protective Services all around the world, that system is no good for nobody's kids, not even kids that are in a need of that system. But I do know one thing, and I believe in my heart, that Shelly Carter, way before they took my kids, she was part of that system, and this is how she was able to manipulate my daughter and get a hold of her. And I do believe, when I think back, she had been watching me. She had been watching me like a predator before she made her move on me and before she made her move on my daughters, my family. So no, I don't trust the CPS system.
And the foster care kids probably was telling her that you didn't allow your kids to be out there like that. That's why she probably preyed on your baby.
Yeah, my girls, I didn't let them there. I mean, even with family, nobody, you know, like I said it earlier, to King, you know, when we first spoke, my parents are deceased. I lost my mother when I was 15 years old. That's how long I've been on my own. Well, actually, since 13. My mother passed when I was 15. My dad passed when I was 22. So, and I have the type of family that I live a certain lifestyle that they don't. So, and I stayed away. And I had my children and I raised them, and I can honestly say I did a damn good job. I did a damn good job compared to I've seen parents and women, unfortunately, that you know that was too scared to do what I've done with my girls. And this is why I will never understand, you know, how this I bust my ass to move into. I'm thinking I'm moving into it's a brand new neighborhood, brand new schools, brand new area in the city of Moreno Valley. You know, to me, where I'm moving into, I'm like, okay, wow, things are gonna pop off. You know, once I get in here, I should be good. But to relocate where I relocated to and have this issue, I shouldn't have had these issues. And you wouldn't think the neighborhood that I moved my kids to do better for us, that I would have came encounter with this type of predator.
That's what I'm saying, though. It doesn't matter where you go, there's people there. There's people anywhere you go, and there's people there, there's always gonna be issues. People always gonna create problems so they can solve it and charge you. It's never a peace of mind. It's not a everybody here thinks along the same line. Everything looks perfect. Uh, everything is so perfect without humans. But as soon as humans come in with their idea of how things are supposed to be, things change. And it never changed for the good. Just listen to them people, you know. Sure say there's people out there fighting for a little balance in them life. So to all of the people them who feel say I just them alone. I know alone. The boat is full. I'm not just too busy. I try to keep the boat stable. That's why I say it better for work together. Work as a team, work in unity. I say if it start off good in the beginning, you know, I mean say it now get rough, you know. But at least you know, can deal with it. But if everything bad from the beginning, so that's why I say it's just looking at the details and seeing say the details, everything in the detail is just wrong because nobody now look on the detail. And the detail is listening. The ability to listen. I could start with that now. I could start with listening. So if wanna listen to this, yeah, all I have to do is just type listen. Like, subscribe, and share, people, because again, you have to start somewhere. Even though you start long time. I'm out, people. Always manners and respect, you know. Can't leave them balance there at all.